Hello and welcome to yet another video. Today I'm recording this video on 15th of August and it is Independence Day in India, and I want to wish all my viewers a happy Independence Day. Wish you a peaceful weekend investing journey. I wish you have that independence, financial independence as soon as possible, and that's the main purpose of this particular channel as well when I put out all my videos. So today we're going to discuss about one of the questions I got it from one of my mentees. What next for Zomato? He holds Zomato and asked me certain questions. I thought, why not I share with all and share my analysis as if I would have owned it. Again, clear disclaimer: no recommendations of buy and sell, but I want to share the analysis, at least from the learning point of view. It can help you, everybody in that journey. So I just wanted to share my view and like to see and hear from you. What do you think about Zomato? And we'll cover three things. One, we're going to talk about Zomato as a company, what my view is. Second, we go through a technical analysis of the Zomato from the price action point of view, because being a startup, and go through some of the levels which is currently being trading at, and what I see in coming days and future for the company, and what will be my key levels I'll be tracking very closely if I was holding the stock. I don't have any holdings in Zomato. I might have position in future, but at this moment I don't have any holdings. So clear disclaimer there. So let's get started. So here is a Zomato chart, right? And what we want to cover, first of all, first thing first, I want to take you through the what was given to me as, let me move myself here. So I want to talk about what is the email I received from one of my mentees. Hello, sir. And last month I invested Zomato at 77 a share. I made an investment for a minimum 3 years perspective. I researched regarding all the fundamentals as well. Recently, it made a 1 year high of 102, and now I am standing with a decent profit. I'm convinced that this stock uh, for this stock. But on the other hand, I'm thinking to book half my positions and book some profit. And can you guide me with it? Again, I don't want to give any recommendations, but I just want to make sure this. Generally, I've got a request, and please read through all the disclaimers when I do it. I'm doing it as if I'm talking to myself, and that's my view when I'm recording this video. So let's get started. So 77 is the key level, and let's look at a buy price. If I were to have a 77 as a buy price, so this is a daily chart, and I put some moving averages, which are simple moving averages, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, do subscribe the channel so that at least you get notified with such amazing videos and contents with a lot of effort I'm putting on it, so you can get benefited from this. And a lot of my subscribers have not subscribed to my channel but watching my videos. I can see that from start. It doesn't cost a thing. Do that. Hit the notification bell and also share with your friends and family so they all can benefit out of that. So let's get started here and go through my views of three things we're talking about Zomato. One is technical analysis of Zomato with the price action point of view, and then we go through the key levels which I'm tracking and some fundamentally my thoughts on Zomato, what I've been reading around from various media sources as well. So if I move myself around, let's look at it here. So as you can see here, the trend is first thing first. I because it is, if I look at it monthly chart, weekly chart, the data is very limited on monthly chart. So I would not go if I have to do multi time frame analysis for Zomato. I will only look at the weekly chart, right, and try to understand that first. And now you can see what do you see on this particular chart, right? I want you to put in comment box below what do you see in the chart. And so let's look at what was the key levels. Let me get my pen. So this was the high low for the day when it was IPO'd on the market, right? I would look at, first of all, if I was a person, I will look at what is the high of this, and I will look at what is the low of this particular thing, right? You can turn this magnet on so it can just exactly point it. So 115, 138 is the IPO range, IPO week range for this particular stock, right? And that is something, a key level I will be tracking in, because a lot of people are stuck in Zomato at this price, and they would be trying to exit on, there'll be key resistance in this area, right? But in terms of overall trend, if I look at it, it is forming a nice base, right? it is forming a nice base in the stock. If I have to, just simply hide all the indicators and just keep the drawing. So you see here, this is a nice base is being formed, and we'll add the volume analysis later, but that's base it is happening. And what is the key level in this particular base? If you look at this, is the base, base over base. So there's another base which is being formed here, and this is the high of that base, and it has convincingly broken that. So there's kind of a breakout candle here, and you can see there's a breakout candle, and this becomes now for me a critical level. If it closes below 73, then it will be weak for me, and if it stays above that, I will trend it higher, right? And why I'm saying that it is a key base for me is because after this, what did the stock do for 4 weeks? The 4 weeks the stock was going on sideways. It gave enough opportunity to add on to it. It was telling very clearly that it's going, I'm planning to go up, and higher and higher. You want to catch me if you want, and got enough opportunity here because there was a nice clean breakout. It went on sideways, and after that it gave an decent breakout. And again, I'm saying volumes we're going to add later because I want to tell you some key things in the volume, and that I'll show you at then. And after that, it went up. Again, there was a bit of a pause because stock market, everything goes in, not in, like an elevation price, a straight line. It goes into, waves, and it goes in sideways. Again, there was an opportunity. Then you got 2 weeks up, and then if you see, it was 10% up. That's where the news came in, and then it was 8% up before the news. So just before the news, somebody knew about this, and they were acclimating it, and the stock was basically on a higher trend, in my opinion, from here. From this level onwards, it was just, and if you look at it, I'll mark this key level, is 56. From 56 onwards, it is now almost double from what it price was. And in my view, the trend is very, very bullish. And but again, for me, entry and exit is all about technical analysis, whether I'm doing for long term or short term. My methods, my frameworks are different, but fundamentally, whatever the news will be, I would still give technical analysis as my first priority if I have to exit. And I can give you examples of it. The stocks which I used to own, IEX, it was levels which I was holding it for such a long time at very low levels, but I exited based on technical analysis. And 3 days later, I will cover that in a separate video. 3 days later, there was a news that government has announced a change in the structure of the way the IEX will fundamentally perform, and that gave a completely a downgrade on that particular stock, and now you see stock is languishing. But at least I was able to make money even though I was holding a big position on it. So for me, that is sacrosanct here. Okay, so now for me, what is the key levels which I'm looking at it? As long as if I'm holding the position at 77 levels, which is where I believe this breakout, this gentleman has picked up the stock. Now it's gone up 92. So for me, if I am the person, I will, first thing first, what I do is I'll make sure my stocks, whether how good fundamentally or technically is, I don't want to give the capital losses. I don't want to make that profitable trade into a loss trade. That's the first thing. So now it has gone up. I would increase my stop loss to 8% or 10%, where I want to give to the market and let the market decide whether they want to go up or not. I would not let, I would still want to either break even, or I would, at least have 10% profit from that particular trade and let it run. So that way, at least you're gonna gain out of that trade, and you as the trade is going in your favor, you keep adding to your stop losses and increasing your stop losses, so that at least, and whatever it is comfortable for you. For me, I will keep doing it. I don't want to make any loss beyond 10%. Okay, and I'm saying not at the buy price now, because 77 was a buy price, and you keep adding up to it, and now this will be my breakout, will be 85, will be the one which is low of this candle. If it closes below the week, I can close off, and or you can do a percentage term. So there could be two methods you can do, and I keep switching depending on what was my entry levels, right? So you will still sitting with the good gains, and you can say that, okay, if it closed below 85, and let's say what is the percentage term, what is there, right? And again, this is just a simple pure maths. It's almost like 8%, which is great. So if it closed below, and I always believe in weekly closing method. I can't tell you how many times my stop loss would have hit if I would have not followed this particular method of closing method, because being an ex Nasdaq guy and also being in the market for long, I can see that stop losses are here to hit, and then if it closes below that, I would consider that as stop loss hit, because during the trading hours of when the candle is still live, the chances are that you probably might be stopped out. And that depends on the, if you're sitting on a decent gains, you want to let that profitable trade go on as much you can. And what I would do personally, I would keep adding to my position on winning trade rather than keep finding the new trades. But that's something different on pyramiding. But this will be my position on this. If it closes below 85, I would seriously consider what to do next, because a 77 was my buy price and 85 is something which I will let it, based on this stop loss, I'll keep reviewing it. But for now, as per the current, when I'm recording this video on 15th of August, this will be my stop loss for this particular trade, which is line of control. And on weekly closing basis, if it close below that, not the wick, the candle should be below that. That is how I would treat it. Not currently, you can see here, this is a wick, and if a body close below that, that means it might be in a position either I will lose whatever I have gained, and I want to at least book that profit and consider entering again. So being fundamental trader, or you want to make sure that first you want to protect your profit and keep looking at the stock. When it sets up again, you can always enter again. That is how I am doing today. And because it's very very important for you to make money, and that is what is the main purpose of somebody who's investing stock market. I don't want to just be sitting and looking at that it goes up and comes down and you're going through the waves and but not making money, because that's a fundamental first thing. You are here to make money, not to just be right or wrong, right? You, and second is that you don't want to fight with Mr. Market. That's all. You just want to be in the trend. Okay, so now let me add the volume before making this video too big. So I just want to make sure that now volume is something, if you haven't been part of my Telegram channel, you can join my Telegram channel, because a lot of things I keep sharing during the day as well, so at least you get all the information very quickly, because video sometimes takes time for me to record it and upload it. So you can join the Telegram group. So if you look at it volume wise, there was a big volume in terms of from last couple of weeks. So there has been a bit of a selling, but nothing as such which tells that's going to be a big of a challenge. And we look at one thing which is very important. When it was a down days, the volumes were low. When there's an up way, the green bars are more. And that tells you there's some accumulation happening. And keep a watch on volume bars, because volume also does tell you that what's happening, right? And there might be some fund which is sold it and sitting in the profit, because the base formation is where people who have bought at the base are exiting. So you don't have to exit, because people who would have doubled it and they want to book profit, they don't have high conviction, so they're getting out of it. That's normal, and for them the train is, station has reached. This is how you look at it. For if you are looking for going from one part of India, that is north to south, all the way to Kanyakumari, you want to make sure you go through all the stations. And for your first station is all about this band range. And for me, this is the band at 138. Let me once again put the candle. And anywhere here is where you have to review what this stock is doing. If it crosses above this, then you are looking at some good numbers. But again, targets are something which I am not good at it. For me, the most important thing, I cover my risk, and I let the stock do its trick. Right? That is how it has, because you don't know what it will be the next. All I know is that I will protect my profits, or I'll make sure that it doesn't become a losing trade. That's about it. And most important is, if it's a winning trade, you got it, you want to keep averaging up. That is the most important thing, and for that we'll cover it in next video. So this is my analysis on Zomato. Please do put in comment box below, what did you gain out of that, what you would have done it in case you hold Zomato and you are holding it, what is your targets and what are you doing in terms of price action analysis to it. And Again, fundamentally, the stock has just come recently into profit. I think it could be optical number or not. There's a lot of debates going on, but I will not get into that because they've shown 2 crores or something about profits. But the fundamentally, the good part is it is a big theme of the new trend, which everybody got habitual of ordering food online, and that will not go away. And that is for sure. And Zomato is a front runner in that particular space. So I think it's a new age stock, so you have to create a basket approach and do it and be rational in your approach in terms of it. And that's I would do it, because I don't want to put all my eggs to one basket. I can play the theme by playing a basket approach. This is what my approach will be for this new age stock, and keep averaging up if trade is going in your favor and reviewing it fundamentally. So till the next video, I will say goodbye. Have a peaceful week in investing. Bye bye.